Hi, everyone, and welcome to Ignite and Flourish podcast. We are so excited to have you here with us today. My name is Karen,
And I'm Leanne.
and we're going to be chatting about thriving in your single era.
Mm.
So, Leanne, I have been obviously single before, and you have to. Everybody has had a chance where they've been single. So, for me personally, I feel like we need to focus on personal growth in this time. So, like shifting
Yes.
our mindset from needing somebody constantly in our lives, because I feel this is what society expects from us, especially as women. If we don't have somebody in our lives, it's like we left on the shelf. There's an Afrikaans saying you left on the shelf, and it's kind of like you. This, what do they call it? Um, it's like a woman who is not worth anything
Exactly.
because she is left on the shelf and she is just sitting there waiting for somebody, her prince in shining armor, to come and save her. But that should not be the case. We need to shift our mindset from constantly needing somebody in our lives to actually embracing singleness and saying, okay, you know what? This is a time for me to actually develop personally, grow, and think about what it is that I want to do. What do you think about that?
I think that's exactly it. I think that's where it needs to start. And I think it's the best time when you're single that you can focus on you, focus on what you
Yeah.
want out of life, and that you don't have to always run things by, your partner,
Yes.
so that you can get an understanding of your values, your
Mm.
morals, your likes and dislikes, and also just, thrive as a single person. Because I think there's a place for everybody in this world, and to be single or to be in a relationship, it's a phase, and
Yes.
it's a growth thing. So before you can even be with somebody else, I think you need to be with yourself,
Yes.
and also succeed in life with yourself.
Yeah, and that's so true. And especially when it comes to self love and self acceptance, because oftentimes we look for happiness in other people
That's
or
it.
our happiness, and we expect them to make us happy. But how can we put that pressure on somebody else to make us happy when we don't
Exactly.
even know how it is to make ourselves happy?
First and foremost.
And that is so important in focusing on self love. I love having, I often watch like Lena Lift's podcast or Annika's podcast,
Okay.
and they do like a reset, like a Sunday reset, where they'll tidy up their house the way
I
they
love
want it,
that.
clean it up, light a candle, they'll go run a bath for themselves, they'll cook for themselves. And I struggled with that, especially when you are alone, when you're single. What is the point of cooking for myself, or what is the point of spoiling
Because people
myself?
always say that, but I think you also need to be comfortable with yourself. and
Absolutely.
and a lot of the time I read these things that say you should actually go to the movies by yourself, you should actually
Yes.
go to the restaurant and have dinner by yourself,
Yes, and that
so
can
that
be
you can
daunting.
feel, yes, it can be. I mean, I've done it once or twice and I felt a bit like, are people watching me?
Yeah.
Like, it feels weird. But I think it's a good thing to do, so that you can feel comfortable with your own space, with your own self, with your own
company.
yes, your own company. I think it's so important.
Yeah, and enjoying your own company is very important. I feel like making sure that you are okay sitting with yourself, because there's oftentimes I felt sitting there like, oh, I feel so bored. What can you do in that time? You can read a book, you can watch a movie, you can cook for
There's
yourself,
actually so much.
you can watch a podcast, you can listen to some
study.
music,
You
study.
can study something.
And that is so important. That is actually also what I wanted to mention, that self-improvement
Yes.
and working on your personal and professional goals in this time. Because I always tell my ladies that the biggest investment that you can make is in yourself. Because like in this time when I was single, I said, okay, that's fine. Let me study a life coaching course. And that's what I did. And by doing that, I actually increased my value. So people pay me now for my expertise. They pay
I
me for
love
my
that.
time. So, and the next step for me is studying my psychology degree. So I am actually investing in myself, and then people are going to pay me even more for my time and my
Exactly.
expertise.
I
So,
really
yeah.
am like wowed by that, because it's so important to invest in yourself, like you say. And knowledge is, applied knowledge is power. And
Yes.
that's what we need to do. We need to apply what we learn and create like that business aspect. I mean, that's amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. Because we can't just rely on, if you want to, and even in this time, if you want to change careers, now is that you don't like you said, you don't need to run everything by your partner.
Somebody else.
You
Yes.
can actually say, this is what I want to do. These are my passions. If I want to change a career, if I want to study something else, if I want to go in a different direction in my life, now is the time to do it. So there's so many benefits with being single. It's not just a I'm waiting for a man to come and save me. No,
No,
ladies.
no, no, no. You have to save yourself first.
Yes, absolutely. We are our own, our own heroes. We need
And
to make
women are
sure that
so, I've noticed that women are so empowered now. They are just standing up and taking care of themselves, being independent, being secure in their own knowledge that I've got this. Whether it's in work, whether it's in, being in a relationship with yourself, because that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And I really love that. Invest in yourself. That's
invest in
it.
yourself, and also making sure, even with this business aspect, when I left my previous relationship, I was not financially stable at all. I needed to make
That's the other
sure,
thing.
yes, I needed to make sure, number one, that I invested in myself so that I can make my mind the thing that actually makes me money. And also starting up my own business is so important. And also becoming financially stable. There is something that when you are financially stable, you have this freedom. You have this.
Exactly.
You don't need to rely on anybody, because if you're relying on somebody, any time is tea time. They can pull that rug out from under you at any time. You need to
It
make sure you
happens.
can stand on your own 2 feet. And I mean, I admire you because you are such an amazing businesswoman. I'm one of the
Thank you.
consultants for Leanne's company, and she sends us every day some WhatsApp message. I'm sure you have your down days as well.
100%.
But
I
every
do.
morning, she's going to be sending us something encouraging at the start of the day to make sure that we're motivated for the rest of the day and to build our businesses, and to make sure that we can also say, you know what, we've got our own business. There's so many different women in the group. There's single ladies, married ladies, single moms in the group who are making their money. There are different ways to make it, except for your 9 to 5. And instead of just relying on somebody else, there are different ways for us to empower ourselves to say, you know what, we're taking control of our own lives.
Exactly.
That's so important.
It is important. It's important to have that mindset first in the morning when you are single, especially because life can be hard and it can be daunting being by yourself. But I think you need to stand in your power and own that, and really wake up with that. I've got this. I'm going to make a success out of this day. And it's all again about mindset. Like, your mindset is everything, whether you're single or not. But it really is important.
It is. And then the next thing that I wanted to chat about is also pursuing your passions and your dreams during this time, or hobbies. So something that I loved to do, we've got a ladies hiking group. And
nice.
we would go maybe every month. We would go to a different place and would go do hiking. We would have a breakfast afterwards, and just making sure that you're also nurturing those friendships around you.
So
in a relationship, we often spend so much time just with our partners and nurturing that relationship that we don't have time for our friends. And even in a relationship, we need to make sure that we are still pursuing those passions, those hobbies that we would have, and not be so immersed in this one person, make them our entire universe and entire world, that we don't have anything outside of them. And I feel like that's a lot of that's where a lot of people, and I myself also fell short of that, where everything is just so connected to that one person. And once you're not with that person anymore,
you almost feel like you've lost, yes, in this world, and you don't know where to turn to or what to do. Or so I understand what you're saying, where you're coming from.
And do you have any hobbies that you like to read?
So I really love to read as well. I don't read as often as I would like because I've been so busy, but that is a big hobby of mine. And then I also, spending time with hubby, we like to go to the movies, dancing, that sort of thing. And I almost want to say like business is my hobby, because I'm always looking for new business and new opportunities.
Yeah, you are that type of woman. She is like a go-getter. Every opportunity, Leanne is there.
Exactly.
You taught me, just say, if an opportunity comes with you, just say yes.
And we'll figure it out later.
We'll figure the details out later. We'll chat GPT it later, okay? But definitely, just say yes and live life. Don't just wait for somebody to come and rescue you. Live your life.
100%.
Pursue those hobbies. If you've always wanted to paint or go to that sip and paint,
do it.
Do it.
Life is too short to second guess or to make excuses. You have to just get up and do it. Your passion is everything. Also.
And even with solo travel, that's something that I have never done before.
That's something I've never done either.
And I would love to do.
Would you? For me, it would be a bit daunting. Like I'm a very I can be on my own or whatever, but traveling, I get a bit nervous. Like, I hate being lost. It's one of my so to have somebody there just to like, what's going on, where should we go, whatever.
And when we went, I can remember a group of friends and us, we went to Italy.
Oh, wow.
And it was so cool. And I'm such a planner. So when we were here, I sorted everything out with Finn Travel. From the airport, the taxi would take us to the hotel. Can you do another one for us,
okay, for the consultants? I think we need to do this.
That'll be so cool. So from the airport to the hotel, and I thought to myself, the public transport there is so safe, so reliable. I didn't even have to do that with a taxi to and fro, because people are so like accommodating, will listen to you. It's safer there. Of course, you have to be vigilant about it, obviously, and you can't just be like careless. But definitely something solo travel for me. I would love to just go to a place, explore, see what it is that I like to do, take pictures make new friends, because that's also how you can make new friends in different settings. Even if you go somewhere with a group of people, say for instance like a Contiki or something, you go do that and you make new friends, you learn about new people. And I just find if you're desperate for something, it's not going to come, or you're going to attract the wrong thing. Exactly. Like a toxic partner or somebody that you will constantly be reliant on. Whereas if you know yourself, you know your boundaries, you set healthy boundaries, your values, when you are single, when you do meet somebody and that person
that's actually there, as your basis, as your foundation of that relationship should be, and whoever you meet should have the same. Like they should have these, and you almost communicate it in the beginning already, so that everybody knows where you stand.
Yeah, and your energy is also just attracting the right type of person, because I know if you have a higher vibration and you have invested in yourself, you're not going to go and settle for somebody toxic. 100%. You're going to be like, I've invested and I've worked on myself. They call it shadow work. Yes. I've worked on myself so much. I've been journaling. I've been going for therapy. I've been watching self-help podcasts like this one. I've been, taking care of my skin, my hair, my nails. I've been studying, I've been working, I've been starting up my business. Why would I devalue myself and go for somebody or allow somebody toxic into my life? You're not going to do that. And when and when you are desperate, you're going to be attracting the wrong thing or nothing at all. Exactly. But if you are living your life and enjoying life, the person is going to see, but wow,
she's got it all. I want to be part of that.
I want to be part of that. And there is nothing wrong with wanting a partner. I've got a partner. I've got an amazing partner in my life. You've got your hubby, and I know that he's your rock as well.
100%.
But we all went through those times when we were single. And I wish I knew then what I know now.
It is. It's exactly like that. Like, going back now, we can actually say, I wish I had actually just sat by myself and really contemplated, what do I like? What do I want out of life? Yes. What are my goals and dreams? Because that comes first as well. That's what we have to think of.
Yes, it does come first.
And it doesn't just fall by the wayside when a partner comes. No.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with wanting a family and a partner. Work on yourself, because at the end of the day, that is what's going to be your foundation and sustain you. And even if something, God forbid, does happen to this person or they do leave, you still have that foundation. I know how to make myself happy. I know that I can stand on my own 2 feet and rebuild, because that's so important, not losing yourself in this person. And then it's just like, who am I at the end of the day?
Exactly.
So I really needed to discover, when I got a divorce, who is Karen? What makes her happy? Let me sit with myself. Let me sit with this pain. Let me see how resilient I can be, or the resilient, because we don't build resilience, like in our last video we shared, we don't build resilience during the easy times. We build this resilience during the tough, hard times.
Always.
So I think that it's important. Sit with yourself and journal, meditate, be mindful, and heal. Heal before you get into another relationship.
Yes. Healing is so important.
You don't want to bleed on the other person.
That's it.
Yeah, so I just hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you take something away from it. And if there's something that you would like to add, please comment down below. Share this video on your social media feeds. Give it a like and subscribe to our channel.
Thanks for watching.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.